Lloyd Blankfein, newly minted billionaire because of his work at Goldman.
Yes, he's been an executive there. He's been there for over 30 years. Had a big stake in the IPO. He had already risen to co-head of fixed income by that point, and since then the shares have quadrupled since the IPO. So he has ridden that to the top.
This puts him more or less neck and neck with Jamie Dimon, does it
Yes,
not? They're both
yeah.
slightly over $1 billion.
Yes, and I would say that our calculations are fairly conservative, so they may be a little bit higher than even we peg them at.
How much of that $1 billion has come in the form of directly compensation?
Well, I mean, he's gotten a lot of shares in compensation, so he's benefited doubly from being awarded the shares and then those shares appreciating. Basically all of his wealth comes from Goldman Sachs, whether it's through cash bonuses, stock, or they're investing in their private equity funds.
In terms of salary, it's probably a tiny amount of that.
Yes, yeah. His salary for a long time was $600,000, so that does not get you to be a billionaire.
So, and this puts him, I mean, are there any other Wall Street CEOs or international bank CEOs up here besides Jamie Dimon?
Not that we've identified at this point. Jamie and Lloyd have stuck around the longest and have the biggest.
Longevity has a lot to do with it.
Yes, certainly. And being at a successful company where, this is like the opposite of Dick Fuld, who had a ton of equity in Lehman Brothers and saw that go to zero.
Most of which went up in smoke.
Right.
So outside of this, this kind of Bloomberg Wall Street bubble that we live in, a lot of people will see this as a really negative headline. Another banker gets uber rich, and that's a problem with society. How does Goldman Sachs react to that kind of thing?
I think they view this as if you work here for a long time, you work very hard, and you tie yourself to the company. They
develop more wealth than any human could ever.
Yes, yeah. They really value that partnership feel of. They still call their top people partners, and they were the last one to go public.
Enough wealth to bail out Cyprus, basically.
Exactly.
Right? This is about the size of the loan Cyprus is looking at from the IMF over the last 3 years.
Right. I mean, I think they like people having a lot of their net worth tied into the company.
All right. It's interesting. I mean, I remember you interviewed Lloyd Blankfein about this back when people really hated Wall Street bankers, and he defended himself. Obviously.
Well, of course he's going to defend himself. My issue has more to do with this idea that somebody can become a billionaire working for shareholders, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it makes you wonder about the balance of rewards between employees and shareholders.
And how much money, how much of one's net worth is truly, well, not so much net worth, but how much risk is really being taken by the guy at the top on a personal level? Anyway.